And that, you have a lot of these Christians that say, well, I'm going to act like I'm a Christian. And if I'm wrong, I'm fine. But if you're wrong, you're going to burn. And they don't understand the flip side to that is we as conscious people understand, yeah, we're right. And us being right, we know that, we're going to be able to ascend and move on to the next stage of existence while you're going to keep reincarnating, coming back here. Plain and simple. So it's about what you put in your energy and what you allow yourself to understand and allow yourself to grow. It's what's going to determine what happens to you, at death. Now, not many people are going to want to accept that, but again, you are free to accept whatever reality that you want. Plain and simple. So when you look at, everything is totality, as far as what we've been taught and what we've been told, none of these systems is giving us true spirituality. None of these systems is saying, this is the program we need to be on to really, move forward into the next stage of existence. Because you're going to die. Everybody knows that, and it's like nobody is preparing you for that, except for you have the churches that we know, liars, frauds. The book is bullshit. It's an esoteric book with hidden meanings and an agenda that is being hatched in front of our eyes, and it's not telling you the truth. It's not giving you straight up what you need to understand, which is why the book is hard for people to understand, because it's talking in mumbo jumbo instead of being direct and clear like the ancients was. Plain and simple. So I'm reading in the book and I can't tell who black, who white, who what, who did what. Why is everything so indirect? Why is everything in riddles, a parable? And people are going to say, well, you just don't understand the book. They don't understand the damn book either because they don't read it. It's put that way so they can cover their ass about stuff that you're going to figure out later on. That's why it was written that way. And those of us who have done the research and figured it out has been speaking out about it. And the reason why many of you cannot understand or grasp what we are saying, because you choose not to do the research or to listen. So, I got a lot of people who, commented about reincarnation and all that in a negative way, who don't want to understand or grasp the concept of it, but would rather hold on to, what they believe religiously, biblically, and not even fathom the question of, if that's the case, and, you're about this Bible and you following this God, what are you doing here in the first place? So I always get people who try to challenge my agenda. You got these people on here who see a professional intro and see what I'm doing, and they got this whole notion that I'm Illuminati or something spooky and all this crazy stuff, and want to challenge my agenda, my purpose, my point. Why am I doing this? And as I said, people who know have been following me since day one. I've been on here for years, long time, since probably like 2012, and been putting out information for a long time. And as I said, how I started was just posting videos for my study group, not knowing that other people could actually see the videos and would start watching them. So that's basically how it started. But really, it kept going because the information was helping people out. People had a lot of questions, and I spent years, over 16 years now, doing this research and studying and traveling the world and going to these places and trying to figure it out in truth. No agenda, just truth. My aunt, plain and simple, wanting to know what it is. Like, what the fuck is it? What's out there? What is this? Because they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. And not straight out anyway. But they're telling you. They put it out there. It's just you have to know what's bullshit and what's not. And best way to do that is to go look in the ancient world. That's all I always talk about. But that's the purpose. That is my point. Truth. To get it out there. When okay, I'm black. Can't mistake that. And you see what's happening to us. And then you learn our history. And then you got to figure out, well, damn, it ain't that much hate in the world. What is it about us? And then you go and do the research, and then you look and you see what has been hidden from us and taken away from us, and why we are being oppressed, and everything is hidden and everything is the way that it is. I mean, how can you not research this? What is wrong with you people? I don't understand. How could you not look at our situation, our history, and then revert back to a goddamn book that was given to us in slavery? From a person that's supposed to be good and sunshine, roses and lollipops, but yet would allow slavery. And as I said, Ephesians 6:5, when it's saying, slaves, obey your earthly master as you would Christ, that should tell you something. That should tell you who wrote that book, who put that book out there. So again, when you're seeing all this stuff and you're seeing what's been hitting, when things don't seem right, you go and look, and luckily we have people who came before me who truthfully have the right heart and agenda to put the information out there. Again, it's up to you to accept the information, and I always challenge people, please go do your own research, but I guarantee you're going to find exactly what I showed you because I did the research. So, I get a lot of questions from people who are deterred and frustrated by naysayers and religious people who frustrate you, and that's what they're going to do. Plain and simple. That's why I told you guys, don't be debating with these people and don't even deal with a lot of these wackos because they're crazy. And stick to what you're doing. Stick to putting out the information. Stick to learning and getting this information in you, and understanding what it's truly talking about. Because these people, they sit up here and they laugh. These religious people be laughing and trying to play you and make it seem like you stupid and crazy. But deep down, they don't believe that shit they talking. Because if they did, they wouldn't be on social media. They don't believe it. And you should know that they don't believe it. You should know that when they logging off, they're going to go sin against their Bible, when they're going to go do some bullshit, and they're not going to be living their life according to that book. They ain't reading the book. So don't let it get to you. Just understand that for real, come on. You on the right path. You know they into some bullshit. Anytime a person want to believe some fairy tales that a man got super strength because his hair long, dude could survive 3 days in the fish. Like, come on. We're talking about fairy tales. Plain and simple. That Bible is no different than Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You can't prove none of them is true. Plain and simple. We just all agreeing out of the blue because this is what we was taught, that the Bible has some truth in it. But it's not proven. It's not backed up by proven history, which is why it requires faith, as I always say. So, it's up to you guys to interpret what you think is correct, and do the research and figure out, what you want to believe. A lot of people don't want the truth. A lot of people don't want to do the research. They want to believe what's popular and what they was taught, and not think outside the box. It's tough for any sane person to believe that the Bible is real, and then look at this government system where the Bible says that God basically put these people in power, and to believe that something like this is possible, that something like this has happened, and it's true, and it's just the way it's supposed to be when you look at all the evil and craziness that's been done by this government system. So even the people who have been following religion for a long time don't truly accept it and believe in it, because we don't see this unified following of the Bible. It's people acting like they're Christians one minute and then sinning the next minute. People who say they're Christian and will be with another person that says they're Christian, and them together will go and sin crazy, but then they'll look at you when you say you're not Christian as if you did something wrong. This is the mind control that religion has on people, and them not wanting to look outside the box. So whenever I, see a religious person say something against, what we talk about esoterically or in the ancient world, it's like, come on, stop that. It's crazy. So I don't really like to get into too much stuff that's crazy, that's out there. I'll say it that is out there before I talk about it. But this is something that's not. Reincarnation is something that you heard before. It's not something that's far-fetched. The fact that we're talking about it as a concept of something that's possible should tell you something. Or else we wouldn't fathom it at all if it's not, possible. A lot of people spoken about it, and it makes a lot of sense when you really think about it. And again, if you understood without getting into physics and energy and everything like that, then you will see how it can make sense. And people are going to pass it off as crazy, but it's really not. And you should really take the time to listen and understand what is being said about this information, and that conscious people have a hell, and that they believe in, and you are living in it, is this. So even though you can be surrounded by opulence and beauty and sophistication and everything that you think is great, when you understand how primitive it is on a just an energetic level, that if energy is creating everything is made of atoms, and then you understand about energy and by you being infinite energy and having this consciousness to create whatever, you will see how primitive this stuff is. And that's getting into it a little bit spooky or what have you, but it's deep, when you really grasp what the ancients talked about. It's just nothing. It's nothing. It's like backwards when you really think about you being truly energy living in its matter. It's stupid, and then choosing to be stuck here is retarded. So people who follow, the videos or follow, the DVDs and what I talk about, understand, what I'm saying and why this makes sense. Now, we've seen all the images of hell and what people think hell is or what have you. And we've seen the beauty of this planet, on its physical level. And I can see why people will find it hard to believe that this place could be hell. But you have to think about it on a bigger scale as being this infinite energy that can create and do whatever you want, but being trapped in, the physical, level, and not being able to manifest and really do manifestation on a level you should be able to do it on when you understand energy. So in that instance, when you look at it that way, and when you look at the fact that, one, you're going to live this life, hopefully a long one, and you're going to have experiences, and you're going to do things, and you're going to meet people, and you're going to make connections, and you're going to die. And when you die, you're going to lose all of it. It's going to be gone. Now, to reincarnate and to come back, newborn baby, new life, and not understand that somewhere on this planet there's people mourning you, there's people who miss you, people who want to see you again, and you're now in this new form, this new person with no understanding of who these people are and nothing that you did, none of your accomplishments, nothing. When you look at it that way, that is one of the worst things. That is horrible. Who wants to constantly go over that over and over again? So when you understand the ancients and what they talked about and why they wanted to stop this, to basically, as the Buddhists say, reach nirvana, why you want to have no karmic consequences, so then you live a life that is going to be basically the last birth, all the stuff I talked about in Buddhism series, and why it's important. Who wants to go through that? And you also have to look at it as if you are not fulfilling your purpose, your true point, and what you're put here for, what you're supposed to be doing here, then you go through your life in this system, stuck in the system, doing what somebody created for you to do that's benefiting them and not really you, and not really doing anything for you spiritually. Then you got to think about it as if, okay, well, you dropped the ball on this one, start all over, do it again until you get it, if you understand what I'm saying. So it makes sense to look at it this way, the way the ancients looked at it, as if you were here to do something, to achieve something, and you didn't, so you're going to get another try. And once you achieve it and get to this point, then you'll have the knowledge, which is power, and it's so deep to get into that. You'll have the knowledge, you'll have what you need to keep going, if you understand what I'm saying. So when we look at everything that we do in physical reality, you can't do it without knowledge. You can't build no computer if you don't know how to. You can't build a car if you don't know how to. You have to obtain that first in order to go to the next step. So if you're living a life and this life has something you need to learn, because it's life. It's something. It's not just going to work. It's something about this life that you live that you have to do, that you have to get. It's not about going to work and doing stuff that other humans created for you to do until you die. What is this? What is it here for? It's not no mistake. It's something to it. There's something, and you need to do it. You need to complete it. And this is what the ancients was talking about. And you have to understand it's a system in place that don't ever want you to understand or grasp the concept. Plain and simple. They want you to just, keep coming back here so they can keep using you. And that's getting deeper into it. But you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that you're supposed to do. So our ancestors left us a lot of information. And they put it in stone because they charged us with completing what they couldn't complete because they were stabbed in the back. And the information is out here, and because of universal law they can't hide it all. It's in plain sight. They putting everything out there, and it's there. It's up to you to get it in you and to learn it and to accept it and do what you're meant to do. And some people will understand that and believe it, some will not. And it is what it is, And yeah, I basically challenge Christians all the time to just do the research, to not simply watch a bunch of YouTube videos or go to church and think you know what you know. I never take that road of thinking I know everything. I'm still a student, still learning, still studying, still researching. But I know I read more words a day than people speak in a month. So I know I'm on my job and I'm researching and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I can tell when somebody is not. So I try not to get into too many debates because there's no point. But, to get back to the point, reincarnation. Yup. It's definitely something that's possible. It's definitely something that I personally believe in and understand. And I'm not pushing it on nobody. You don't got to believe it. You don't have to accept it. It is what it is. But I wanted to make the video to spark the brain of people who are on the fence about it, who want to know a little bit more, who think it's crazy and out there, to go ahead and just do the research and really look more deeper into it before you just say somebody's crazy. It's just that simple. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and thanks to everybody who's been purchasing and supporting, and definitely take advantage of the flash drive deal. People complaining about price and everything, and yeah, if you buy all the videos separate, it's going to cost a lot, which is why I put this flash drive deal out. Every time I get ready to take it down, I get like 200 emails from people who want the deal to go back up. So I'm trying to keep it going as long as possible to get everybody who want it, to get it. And I understand that people don't get paid till this day. People want to do this and that, so I'm being patient and I'm leaving it out there for probably another week before it's taken down. So I really appreciate the support and appreciate everybody who's been supporting for since day one, and yeah, want to keep it going. There's a lot more to go, a lot more to talk about, and yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for purchasing and supporting, and see you guys next video.